Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at
Wow, that was early.
that was early. It's not 12 o'clock on Pacific Standard Time, so maybe we just won't have you do that until we hit PST, or
There you go.
I don't know. I'm gonna stop now. Hi, Queenie.
Hi, Doc. It's nice to have you back. I think you had a super fun week, it looked like.
Yes, I went on a little mini vacation, and so it was fun. I had a friend from out of town, and we got some fishing in, and we got some relaxation in, and it was just we had a great time.
I need to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
What were those big honking, gross, disgusting barracuda looking things that you took a picture of that you could just kind of see in the water? And I was like, there ain't no way I am ever swimming any place where you are fishing.
They were scary. They were very I've never walked away from where a fish is. Usually it's like, oh, I'm going to try and catch it. No. We those are called gar. GAR. Some names are pike gar. They look like a pike. I don't know if you've ever seen a pike fish, but they're
Right.
just they're ancient dinosaur-like fish that are just very creepy and scary looking.
Well, they were creepy and scary looking, and they can certainly stay in the water. But see, in my brain, anytime somebody says, just hop in. And, right. And then I say, is the water cold? And where's the ladder? And I need an inner tube and ew. And so
No.
that's always my thing. And they go, nothing's in here. Would you just stop being such a baby? And you kind of killed that for me, because now I know there is something in there, and all that. Just hop in. What is your problem? I have to see the bottom.
Oh, I nixed it for myself. We were fishing along some boat slips and docks and all of that, which we were able to catch a lot of crappie and some bass. And then I saw the water move, and we thought, well, there's fish over here. And I walked over to where it was at, and I saw a 3-foot gar, which I turned around and walked away. And even my friend and I were like, so what if we accidentally catch it? We would cut the line. That's how nasty these things are. I mean, maybe we're being overly dramatic, but yeah, as far as jumping in that water, no, thank you. Nope.
And especially if they were that close to a dock, which is usually where people jump into from. Look at all those prepositions. But there's no way. As soon as I saw those, I thought, where is she? And I went, OMG, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was an eye opener. I mean, in other parts of
my
the
eyes did open. Yeah,
little eye opener. Other parts of the lake, they actually several years ago, a guy caught one of those, and it was by one of the dams along the lake, far away from where we were at. But the thing was 200 pounds, and it was about 6 foot long. So you're like, no. Like you say, I want to be able to see the bottom.
not happening. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it kind of shook us a little bit, because we had been fishing around that area, and there was one in particular dock. There were several docks where we were staying. They were all hanging around this one area, and we happened to walk by, and we looked in the water, and we're like, oh my gosh, there were at least 20 to 25 of them just kind of floating around.
No. Well, I appreciate the pictures, and that big thing that you held up in front of you, whatever that was called. I was like, holy moly, that's as big as dock.
Yeah, that's what several people said. That was a bass, and we think it was probably a mama bass, because she was kind of fat around the belly, and usually they have eggs. But actually, my friend caught that, and I was holding it up for a picture, and 5 seconds after we held it up, because it was heavy, it was probably about 4 pounds, it fell off the hook. It fell off and bounced into the water, and we're like, well, at least we got a picture.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best picture, but at least
Yeah, I love when people do the fishing stories. I caught a fish that was this big.
Right.
If you don't take a picture, you don't get it. So your pictures are always so great, and I'm so glad you had a great time. And for those of you watching with us, Doc and Queenie Facebook Live, we love being able to have these opportunities every Monday, and to have you with us is just a highlight and a pleasure and a joy for real. And we recorded the one obviously from last week so that Doc could do her vacay, but it really is a blast to get the feedback and to be able to have everybody with us, especially live. It's just additional energy, I think, additional excitement.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. Ditto what you said.
Yeah.
So in our Doc and Queenie tradition, I've got this fabulous calendar that I got from, guess who I got this from?
I don't know.
Remember Karen Hagens?
Yes, I remember Karen Hagens. I do.
5 seconds from where you live.
I do.
She sent me a National Day of calendar, and I have to read it off because it just cracks me up. So, you ready for this week?
Well, I am totally ready.
First, we will say Happy Vanilla Pudding Day, Queenie.
Oh my gosh! Happy Vanilla Pudding Day to you, Doc.
Do you like vanilla pudding, Queenie?
I guess I don't not like it, maybe, but it would never be a go-to. Pudding itself is just kind of like, I don't know, too much.
If you had a choice, what would be your favorite?
Well, to be honest with you, I can totally get into butterscotch.
I like butterscotch too.
Yeah, butterscotch pudding would be a good fit for me. So I think I could totally get into butterscotch pudding, but just to go eat pudding, that's not on my radar.
So I have a question for you on, can you guess what my favorite pudding is? I'm not sure if I've ever told you what my favorite pudding is.
I bet not chocolate. I don't know.
Tapioca.
Wow. Okay.
I just like tapioca. I don't know why. And I'm guessing that might be Debbie Dub or it possibly might be Karen on there.
There we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Tapioca. Now, yes. Of course, I have to ask, is it healthy? As in, I guess, is it healthy? Is it possible to have healthy tapioca?
There's sugar in it. Tapioca is a starch. I don't know. But
okay, well, that's why I was wondering, because I can't imagine that it could be healthy, but I know that you are very specific about that.
I just have always, since I've been a kid, I've always loved tapioca. I'm like you on the others, like, no, but
yeah,
about tapioca.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. So, yeah, okay.
So today's Vanilla Pudding Day. Tomorrow is Taffy Day. Ooh, creme brulee, yes.
Yeah.
Wednesday is National Scavenger Hunt Day.
Wow. All right. National. Okay, that's interesting.
Thursday is Tap Dance Day.
Wow.
Do you know how to tap dance, Queenie?
No.
I had a friend.
Now that being said, I think I took tap dance for 100 years, like when you're 3, 4, 5 years old kind of thing. It's kind of a rule. So I do remember all that shuffle step, shuffle ball change, all that. How does that stay in your head for this many years?
Oh, I know. You were tap dancing and I was ice skating.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was a tulip in the program.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, I believe that. Oh my gosh.
Friday is National Blueberry Cheesecake Day.
Well, I could do,
yeah.
I suppose I could do blueberries on top of cheesecake. I don't know what blueberry cheesecake itself would be, but okay.
And Saturday is Cellophane Tape Day.
Okay, that's interesting. Uh-huh.
So we will have to come up with some unique postings.
All right. I love that so much. Now, the good news is Lisa and Debbie are on with us live, and I'm not going to say anything more except we have a Doc and Queenie Facebook Live on Friday. So stay tuned because we're not going to give any clues away, but we are so thrilled for everyone who joins us live right here on Doc and Queenie. So here's the deal. Creme brulee, yes. Absolutely fun. And that would be a fun pudding, I suppose. Tapioca, things like that. In the olden days, I don't know if they even make this kind of stuff anymore. What about custard? Like, is custard a pudding or is custard a base?
I don't know if there's a line on that.
Okay.
Well, they're both, of course, prepared differently.
Yep. And I would think that custard and creme brulee and tapioca and all that stuff, I don't know. But like I say, it's not a go-to for me because it's too sweet.
But when you're out at a restaurant, if somebody is going to give you dessert,
I could do creme brulee for that, possibly. Tiramisu, cherries jubilee. I could go all those routes, yes.
Even with the sugar on top of the creme brulee, that doesn't bother you?
Yeah, I guess not because it's burnt, and I can do burnt brownies and burnt stuff easier than
I heard you like to burn, basically kill your marshmallows.
Yes, kill my marshmallows and burnt sugar cookies. All of those things I could handle maybe, and not a lot, heavens, but I burnt stuff I can do, and I guess I'm good at it.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I know, a 10-foot fishing pole. I know.
Great.
And I know that, honestly. And speaking of Karen Higgins, since she is the one who gifted you that dynamic calendar, I got to give a shout out. Karen posted on her ACA club, American Club Association. First of all, huge event, huge fun, a global community. Literally, they have ACA networks all across the United States. I don't know if it's other countries at this point, but you've got to go. It's a blast. And there were so many people on the call today. And Brian Thayer from Pixingo was actually the guest speaker today. That was a serious blast. And I was so proud because I own both of Brian's books, thanks to Karen. And I not only read them, but had such an incredible opportunity to review his books. And so I have a best book reviews on my YouTube channel. And I wanted to do that timely wise, as far as Brian being on the call. It was spectacular. Not only did we have breakout rooms, Brian had several tips to share. The Pixingo Yes and ACA friends were amazing. I was actually in a group, in a breakout room with a lady that wanted to start an ACA club, and she is on the East Coast. And so I said, well, why don't you call it ACA Eastern or ACA Eastern Seaboard? And because another girl was there also from the East Coast, and she just went, well, now there's a thought, because they didn't want to do each state because the two of them were together. And they wanted to do, like, one lives in Vermont, one lives in Pennsylvania kind of thing. And I said, what would happen if you did ACA Eastern Seaboard? So they were super excited about that. So I hope that comes to fruition, because everybody else was kind of clustered Midwest-esque, Colorado, Missouri, Kansas, Illinois type of thing. And so they wanted to be able to have an ACA club on their side of the country. So it was just such a blast, honestly. So Karen, thank you for inviting me, for sure. And certainly for my books from Brian. It's available on Amazon. He's a master networker times a million. And he lifted up in such a way, networking. And he, of course, turned his Pixingo business into an opportunity to send cards, greeting cards, things like that. It was just awesome.
That sounds fantastic. Well, and I know how much you love to network.
I do. I know. It was an awesome blast. And then after that, I got to do a posting party. And now I'm here after another meeting. So this is numero cuatro already.
I'm glad you're not busy, Queenie. I just got up 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're not going to get by with that. You've probably been up since the sun came up so you could get out to your fabulous garden.
Oh, it's Monday, Queenie. It's Monday. No, I actually was planning out my next move, because I'm digging a trench for a PVC pipe that will hold the electrical cord that will put power to my greenhouse.
Can you please say that again really slowly?
I just said, yes. So I'm almost there.
Gosh, digging a trench. You're killing me, sister. You're killing me.
Then I wonder why my hands and my body hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Oh my gosh.
So do we have Queenie has time for lunch with us, Doc. Ooh, who is that? Let's see who that is. Hello, Debbie Duvall. I'm cheating.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Debbie Miller. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is just the best news of all, honestly. But it really is so fun. And Debbie Miller was at the posting party for the worldwidechamber.com. That was a blast. And Debbie Duvall has been selected. Well, I won't give away the farm, but Debbie, please post in the chat section, the comment section of this video, what you've been selected to do with your company. She is just growing leaps and bounds, and her company looks to her as one of the top leaders. And I love that.
That is no surprise.
No. And I didn't even realize I was doing this since she would be here, but you can't see on all this funky weird light.
I can kind of see it. That's
awesome. Seriously, dynamic, amazing, unbelievable, gold, amazing earrings. And as soon as Debbie held them up and she said, "These are gold," and I went, "Oh my gosh!" Now the good news is, I know, and I love huge earrings, of course, but the bigger issue is they are so light even I forget I have them on, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so her system is amazing. Her knowledge of the jewelry is amazing. It's just a blast. There we go. I'm part of a mastermind group of 5. It's a truest mind blowing. Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
I believe it.
So Queenie, guess what we get to spin today?
What do we get to spin, Doc?
We have a wheel over there somewhere in Overland Park, Kansas.
Yeah. Oh, that was very good. Yeah. Let's see if we can find the correct wheel. I think we can do that. All right. So, Doc, your favorite number is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shuffles. Let's see what we land on today for Doc and Queenie topics. We certainly don't want to come up empty-handed. Ha.
Google Scholar.
There we go.
I'm going to pass it to you. I'm going to give you my time for the moment.
Yeah, right. Okay, so here's the deal, honestly. What I mention a lot of times for research, okay, a lot of people, and this is always a funny thing for me. For those of you watching us for the first time, my company is Kangen Water, Enagic the Kangen Water Company. I have been full-time in this business for 15 years, and the company's been around for 49 as of this past March. So it always cracks me up. It happens all the time. You see people chugging, how do I say that generic? A big swallow situation from a gas station location. And so they're just chugging this thing.
In a container that's not so friendly.
There you go. And so they are chugging this stuff. And then I happen to mention Kangen water and they go, oh, I need to research that. And that's always the funniest thing to me because they're drinking stuff out of a bottle or a something or these great big container deals. And I just look at that and it cracks me up because did they research that thing that they've got sucking through a straw over there? And so people always say, oh, I checked that out and it's a scam. It's snake oil, blah, blah, blah. And I said, absolutely. My 1099 at the end of the year says that. And so does 49 years in business, blah, blah, blah. So the bottom line is for my company, we always suggest that people go to Google Scholar to research whatever topic, not just Kangen water, whatever topic, because obviously people that have ABC business and DEF business and something else kind of business, everything's a scam and it's snake oil and beware. And I'm always like, oh my gosh, yet you pull this stuff off of a shelf and you're going to swallow whatever that is, especially if the very first ingredient is sugar or aspartame or any of that stuff. And I'm always like, OMG.
Yep.
And so that's when I instantly think in terms of allowing or sending people to Google Scholar, type in your question, and then at least hopefully you'll get a research type answer instead of a paid advertising doodah kind of thing. And so that's why I use Google Scholar so much in my business, Doc. What about the naturopathy piece for you? Where do you send people to research?
I do the same thing.
Okay.
Because there's so much controversy when it comes to your health. Like you just said with, there are people that are saying the Kangen is scam water and, I mean, so yeah, Google Scholar is a great, great resource. Shout out to Derica. Hello. And, I don't know.
And let's talk about this for 1 second. Since you mentioned that, you have already shared Kangen with several of your clients, and look at the flip that has been happening for them. And they trusted you because you're naturopathy. They see the water, the machine in your house. They drink the water in your house. The next thing you know, they want a machine in their house. It really is phenomenal, the research piece that they can now do. Yeah, that's really a big deal.
Well, and as you know, I water my plants with it.
Yep.
Which is interesting because I've got a lot of plants. And, and all of the stuff that we talk about. It's Google Scholar is a great, great resource. And if you like to really dig into research, that's, for me, it trips my trigger on anything, whether it's the water or whether it's a health related topic. You can go read actual studies. Half of them you can't understand, but hey, it's there.
Now, one thing that you have mentioned, and for those of you joining us live or certainly on the replay, with Doc's incredible gardening expertise and Diary of a Greenhouse on your YouTube channel, you just mentioned that you water your plants with Kangen. Are you watering only your inside plants as far as having that close by? Or how do you, if you want to maintain organic produce for your family to eat, how do you water outside?
Well, I do two things. I do water with my Kangen. I don't do it every day because
Okay.
it's incredibly time consuming.
Okay.
Because the volume of garden space that I have, it takes me 3 hours to water.
It'd take you a mile and a half just to walk it. Oh my gosh.
So I try to do it at least twice a week.
Okay.
And to try and stay as organic as possible, which 100% is impossible. And there's too many things that we're up against, whether people realize it or not. I mean,
no offense, the variables from the airplane chemtrail stuff to the ozone doodah stuff and the emissions, and I think it would be almost impossible really to stay organic in our environment. Right?
It's very difficult. Yes.
Okay.
So the times when I'm not watering with my Kangen, I have actually a water filter on my faucet.
Okay.
Because it's basically tap water, but there's something about smelling a lot of chlorine as you're watering your plants, and you're like, yeah. So I have a filter. It's the best one I could find that will at least take out the heavy metals and the chlorine and the pesticides and the herbicides, because whether we realize it or not, the runoff from the farms, because we mainly have conventional farms, they use pesticides and herbicides, and it gets into the water table. And that's why they're putting chlorine and whatever else in the water is to, kill bacteria, et cetera, which, to circle back around to the Kangen, it takes out as much as, I'm not going to measure it, but I know it's a better choice for my plants and my body. But yeah, it takes me a good 2 to 3 hours to water everything. So I don't do that every day because I'm like, there's no way. And I'm in the process right now. I'm in a transition. I will eventually have an irrigation system that will I'll be able to pour all of the Kangen water into my system and water it without having to go back and forth.
As I said, even walking the grounds would be a mile and a half, for heaven's sakes. And I can't even imagine trying to water that. Shout out to Debbie. She just said my Hampton earrings. So these are Hampton earrings. Yes. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. But honestly, when you think about the water piece and let's even use pets for a second. When you mention the chlorine smell when you're watering your plants, and then you're thinking that you want to grow organic and you just kind of trashed it, no offense, with chlorine. Right. The fact that you have a filter on your hose now, I'm intrigued with the pet topic, because many times, and of course, pre-COVID, when we did a lot of demos in person, we would have a Kangen water machine. The people would have pets, and we would literally, what kind of water do you give your pets? And of course, they look at me like, what? And they would pour a bowl of water out of the faucet. They'd put it down, and I said, hang on a second. We'd put a bowl of Kangen water on the ground right next to the other one, same kind of bowl, so the pet wouldn't be confused that way. 99% of the pets went to the Kangen because that chlorine stuff affects their sinus cavities.
Super.
They can smell that because they're so sensitive. They went to Kangen every time. And I looked at that and I just thought, if pets know better, why are we the ones to be hesitant drinking all this crud that comes out of a window? And the next thing you know, pardon me, your lovely beverages, whatever you choose to drink is your deal. Lovely beverages. You see what I mean? You're drinking this stuff. You have no idea what's in it. And then you want to research Kangen. And I always just think, wow, it's been around for so long. And I researched it too, so I get that. But I would not have been drinking stuff out of a window if I didn't know what was in it. And by the way, if you ever check the calorie count on some of that stuff, Doc, is it a law now that they have to post that, or they just have to make it available? How does that work?
As far as the what's on
the content on the beverages and food that you buy even out of a window. Did they have to post that somewhere?
I have not been following it because I don't go to a window, but
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen, but one little caveat off of what you're talking about. Anytime you see natural flavors, don't assume that it means, let's say you're drinking lemonade and that it's natural lemon flavor. It
Okay.
actually means processed chemicals that they use to make whatever it is you're eating or drinking taste like what you think you're eating or drinking. And
Oh my gosh.
natural chemical piece can be anywhere from 20 to 25 different chemicals.
Oh my gosh. So I guess the natural word kind of doesn't count
No,
anymore.
it's a marketing scheme. I mean, and even to some respects, organic. I had been doing some research a couple of months ago. They're now labeling hydroponics as organic. And this is where, for me, just a thought for anybody watching or whatever, what's in the chemicals that you're putting in the water to feed your plants? Is that organic? That's where I stop. So, but they're saying it's organic, and is it? So yeah, there's so much. But the Google.
So could we possibly do can you research compost on Google Scholar? Like, is that the type of thing that would be on there?
Anything really? Yeah, okay. Yeah. And that was another thing. I actually had somebody over the weekend. They were at a party and they made a watermelon something or other. And they asked me, "Hey, do you want the watermelon rind for your compost pile?" And I said, "Is it organic?" And they said, "No." I said, "Sorry. I don't need to try, who knows what, I'm going on, and I've had people call me on, well, it's not really organic. I have to trust to a certain point that it is. And I do use for my own family. I do use ranches and farmers and that I do know. I always research out. For example, I found a new ranch that we are purchasing our meat from, and I researched their practices because sometimes also there's another bend to this. They may not be certified organic, but their practices are,
wow.
Yeah, okay. Practices are healthy for the animals and healthy for us.
Good point.
But yeah, it's one of those. It's unfortunate that it's becoming gray because there is abuse and there is deception or misinformation. And it's the same thing like what you started with. Kangen water is a scam. Well, if it was a scam, why has it been around for almost 50 years? That would be my first.
Oh my gosh.
And then if it's a scam, why is it certified by the National Institutes of Health? They actually did scientific research on it. And that, of course, for me was I knew I felt better drinking it, but that extra research for me was I'm getting a machine because look, there's not many machines out there that has that label. So.
And that is such a great point too. But that's the part that I think is funny. If you want to research Kangen, please do. For heaven's sakes, go to Google Scholar, type in actually ionized water, not necessarily alkaline, because you can supposedly buy that in a box. Plus, it comes out of your faucet, FYI. Yeah. But the bigger deal is for me is research what else you're drinking. If you research that thing that the first ingredient in that liquid beverage you've got is sugar, that to me is so I really do. Google Scholar is a favorite thing for me.
And even research what sugar does to your body and what natural flavorings. It's all there. I mean, it's a good thing to have. And like we talk about tools, it's another tool.
Yes, it really seriously is. And that's why I love the wheel so much, because when we were coming up with topics for the wheel, it really is another tool in your toolbox. And I think that is super cool.
So awesome. Well, we are at 12:30, Queenie.
Woo! I mean, I'm telling you what, it flies faster every time. I don't want to make you a little cray-cray, Doc, but do you know that a week from today is Memorial Day?
It's crazy. Yeah, I can't believe.
Absolutely, time is flying, and it is phenomenal to me, honestly, that the time is moving so fast, but the unofficial start of summer is next Monday. And it's an exciting time because being outside in Kansas City, oh my gosh, I was outside most of the weekend and it was a serious blast to just be in the air again. It was just fantastic and a little chilly initially, but it was wonderful to be out there. And then we're already at Memorial Day. I can't believe it.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. Can't believe it. And we're counting down to that big day in August. How many days?
I know, seriously. Well, I don't know how many days actually, but I think it's only 7 more weeks. And that's the part. Let me look super quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more weeks until August 7th.
Okay. It'll fly like crazy.
Yeah, 11 from today until we get to August 7th, which is our 3rd Doc and Queenie Day. So yeah, that's going to be a blast. Plus, stay tuned for all of our Doc and Queenie Facebook Lives. And if you would like to be on a Doc and Queenie guest live, be sure and let us know because those are not the same time as Monday. This is Facebook Live. When we do a guest live, that is a scheduled opportunity between the three of us, among the three of us. And it's like not easy, but we can usually get it done. So if you'd like to be on Doc and Queenie Guest Live, which is a different day that all three of us can agree on, then you would get to be featured on our YouTube channel.
And we've had some fantastic guests.
Yep.
It's been great to get to know people locally and across the world.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, we would love to have you. And if you've been on before, we usually just say if it's been over 6 months, hey, reach out again, and we would love to have you back on. So
absolutely, 6 months is kind of the we don't want to do it too often, but 6 months sounds like a good time to get somebody pop back on.
Yes. So before we go, Queenie, do you have any asks that we can ask for?
Yeah, seriously. My only ask is to please connect with each other in the Doc and Queenie community comment section of all the different videos and things that we post. It's such a cool way to get to know each other on a grander scale. Where else do you go for networking? Would you like to be a guest speaker on my podcast? All of those different things that happen make our community a better place. And it really does. And how many people have said, I met you on Doc and Queenie. And it's like, oh my gosh, that really is fun to hear.
It is fun. It's totally fun.
What about you? You're getting closer to that 100 mark, my friend.
I was going to mention that I am at 95.
Woo!
I need 5 more people.
That is the coolest thing ever. What is the name of your YouTube channel, Doc?
My YouTube channel is Kitchen Garden Expert.
95. That is so exciting.
95. Yes, I've been having fun on YouTube. I've been doing the shorts lately, and it's incredible what I've been getting over 1,000 hits on really 15 seconds of kind of not much, but hey, it's fun.
It is fun. And it seriously is. Congratulations. I can't wait till you hit the 100 mark so you can claim your own URL.
Yes, it'll be fun. So thank you, everyone in person here live or on the replay for joining us on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live every Monday at
high noon.
That was much better, Queenie.
Thank you.
So, if you would like to catch any of us out there on social media, you can go to Kathy Weaver KC all over social media or her website at kathyweaverkc.com or myself, Doc, at Kitchen Garden Expert. I'm like, what am I saying?
Yeah, what's
too fast. All over social media. And then my website is kitchengardenexpert.com. Until next Monday, everybody have a great, fantastic week, and we'll catch you right back here on Memorial Day.
Woohoo! Fantastic. Bye now.
Goodbye.